finalize the stream?
Wait. You are now live streaming to Facebook Live, TC Helicon.
Oh my gosh! Wow. We're streaming live? Didn't you just have a stream before we? Because it's going to be 45 minutes.
I did. It's one of those things where
that's a live stream.
I have spent the last 4 years trying to force my kid to pee before we go out, and I just realized I tried to myself to get forced to pee, and it's actually more difficult than it seems.
You should have that looked at, but your doctor, I think.
So I guess it's been a while.
It has been. Actually, what is it? Several months? Several minutes?
Maybe since we've done a Craig and Tom shtick on the air. But we decided we'd come back at this. We're sort of going to get the actual ball rolling in 4 or 5 minutes. I assume, people are collecting.
Smoke them if you got them.
It's gathering themselves. We're going to say hey to everybody. Thanks for coming along. Tom's got some booze.
Open it on camera.
The last time that we drank on camera, it was kind of fun, and I sort of thought though that we should probably class it up a little bit. Beer's a little bit low class.
Really
so somebody told me that wine is classier. So Tom, may I offer you a glass of wine?
Well, I'll have that before my beer.
Okay. Now I don't have any glasses, but I do have a box of wine. So if you just there, yeah. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and I'll also help myself.
Actually, that's not bad. It's just too cold. You don't drink red wine cold like that.
I don't really like wine all that much. Okay.
I love wine.
Beer o'clock then.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to everybody.
Please
Thank you
join
for
us.
coming and hanging out.
Hey, we got to stop looking at this. We got to look at that.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Look up at the camera.
We look like we're looking down at people.
Our camera's like 5 inches above the laptop that we're also
cover
looking
that thing
at.
up anyway. Cheers, everybody.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, you got the... What do they call that? The widget in the bottom that lets go of all the carbon dioxide?
It's an electronic thing. Yeah. So, yeah, cheers, everybody. So, we're still waiting for everybody to get online.
Yeah, but we do have somebody feeding us questions and comments. So, as things come in, as you guys have something to ask, we're more than happy to answer questions.
We already got one.
Yes, we got
John
a comment.
D.
Yep, John D. John, I guess D. Moneka?
Maneka?
Now I feel like a radio host who's trying to pronounce the names of the people calling in. I'm like totally screwing it up.
I was at NAMM, actually. I was there for 2 days, and I actually got to walk the show. I didn't have to do demos, although they tried to rope me back to the booth to do the DeepMind demo. But I thought, the boys up there with those really cool augmented reality glasses looked so much cooler than me.
There were like VR guys there, or like doing AR.
Didn't you watch the live stream?
Yes. I absolutely watched every minute of corporate broadcast from the NAMM show.
I did the coolest demo of DeepMind. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Behringer synth, but it is really cool. But anyways, I was at the show, John D, and
Brent says he loves us, and Aaron says hi. So hi, Aaron,
hey, Aaron.
And
hi,
we
Brent.
also love you, Brent, though we've never met you, so that's a bit awkward, but we love you anyway.
As I was saying, I was at the NAMM show.
Yeah.
I walked the aisles, and I didn't see you, John. Maybe you didn't recognize me. I was dressed in a monkey suit.
Yeah, and now people who haven't tuned in for a little while have noticed probably that I've decided to grow a beard.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
I thought you just hadn't
I'm
washed.
relatively past the awkward, itchy stage, but I still don't like IPA anymore. But for having a beard, I think it's probably a lack of also adding flannel to my attire, because I don't.
Oh, I thought the IPA had something to do with your beard.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you grow a beard, you like hoppier beer. I think that's the way it works. And bacon jam, and
and
whatever.
axes.
And it has. Am I wearing axe? No, that's
no axes.
Oh, right. If I was wearing axe, there'd be girls all over the place anyway. We all know that, Mark.
We have a girl in here with us, by the way, guys, in our clubhouse,
Yeah.
our singers clubhouse. We have a girl in here.
I know. It's kind of ridiculous.
She's over there, and you can't see her. Maybe we'll show her to you after the.
We'll force Elia onto the stream to be like, hey, come here. All of our friends are watching. Yeah. Chris says hi as well, so hi, Chris. And
hello,
hey,
Chris.
Charles, funny and cool. Hey, that's like better than all of my high school experiences combined.
Yeah. He says, Craig, you are funny and cool. Tom is, I can't read that word. I don't think we can say that on television. So come on, let's get this thing started.
Yeah, we were supposed to kind of BS.
It's 5 after
Oh, yeah,
now.
look, we did it. We got there. Okay, so I'm going to keep drinking. You will have to excuse both Tom and I. Every single year that we go to NAMM, we get sick. And I didn't go to NAMM this year, but I got this sympathetic NAMthrax.
Yeah.
So I was sick before Tom left, and then Tom got back and he's sick. So both of us have a cough.
Yeah.
If you are from Canada, I can recommend the absolutely horrible tasting Buckley's mixture. I won't tell you what I think it looks like, because that would make it even more horrible. But it's really, really raunchy, and it does kind of work.
But it hasn't worked for you today, though. I've been hearing you cough all day, and if that's the repaired version of you, it's not working.
Yeah, bits were coming out of my lungs, so it wasn't super cool.
Horrific.
So apologies in advance if either one of us has to be carted out by our free healthcare system.
Moving on.
All right. So today we are here to chat with you guys about the really cool contest that we've been running around our new pedals that we put out. Tom's horrible chuckling aside. As you know, we earlier in the year, or I guess kind of late 2016, put out a new version of Mic Mechanic.
It's totally different.
Totally different. New version of Harmony Singer, and then a new addition to the line called Duplicator.
Yeah.
Now, the people do ask actually quite a bit, sort of what's the difference between the two of them, the old version and the new version.
Right.
Harmony Singer adds battery power, so you got AA battery, so it's a little reflective.
4 hours of battery life, we checked
Yep,
it.
yep. And also gives you a switch on the back so you can turn it on and off, which is kind of cool. And you no longer have to set the mic gain, which is, I think, the kind of raddest part of the thing.
That is the coolest part.
You really don't have to worry about it anymore, and it also, the signal comes out a lot closer to what your mic level is, so you don't have to futz around as much with preamps at the other side of things, which is kind of cool.
And if you're using it with a mixer and there's somebody else coming in straight in with their mic,
Yes.
typically the mixer is set by the sound person at the same gain levels, and oftentimes you'd come in a little bit hotter with the Helicon thing, and now it's matched.
So that's kind of cool. And Mic Mechanic 2, same features, it's got the batteries, the on-off switch.
Yeah.
We did make a small tweak. I'm going to kind of hold it up to the camera there. On the old version, you had kind of styles that were combinations of reverb and echo, and you would choose the style and then adjust the level of sort of both together. We separated the echo knob and the reverb knob on this pedal, so you have independent control of the level and the style for both the reverb and the echo, and it just gives you a little bit more kind of mixy-matchy sort of opportunity with that, which is pretty
so
cool.
if you're not wearing socks and you're using bare feet, you could actually control it in real time.
You could, like with your toes?
Yeah. Oh gosh, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
Okay, hold on.
No, put it up to the camera because it's only huge.
Is it like smell-o-vision? Hold on, I can't.
Oh Christ, that's awful. What have you done?
Theoretically possible.
What have you been
We'll say
eating?
theoretically possible. Is it like myth plausible? I think is the.
I don't know. This is like planes, trains, and Craig's automobile. I mean, aye.
Okay, so
Moving along.
Duplicator obviously adds to the party, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So Duplicator adds doubling to this sort of party where all three of these pedals have reverb and tone, which is like the EQ and compression, and gating and de-essing, and all the kind of make my mic sound great stuff.
Yeah.
The active effect on Duplicator is doubling. So it gives you that kind of
Is
double.
that like echo?
It is not like echo, but we've been told that people have asked whether or not it's like echo.
So we got to clarify.
Excuse me.
You know that little lingering smell of your shoe is.
Just drink more, and it'll be more pleasant.
I could actually smell it. Mm-hmm. Nice as he is.
You never know what's going to happen when I... Well, these shoes don't have vents
Well,
in
just
them
keep
either.
your shirt on because
Okay.
didn't you take your shirt off one of the other ones? Anyway,
I did, and I ate pancakes, but anyways.
doubling versus echo.
Yeah, so my sort of analogy was echo is the standing on the mountaintop shouting out and actually hearing like a full-blown repeat of whatever it is you've said. Later, yeah. Hello, hello, hello.
I'm
hello.
an idiot. You're an idiot.
You almost got me to say it. Doubling is essentially saying the same thing twice at the same time with very little variations in what you're saying. If you tried to say the same sentence exactly the same and record it twice, what would come back out would be just infinitesimally different. The way, the pacing, the sort of way you were intense on certain words or certain syllables or whatever would change from take to take. And if you
But that's
play those,
completely theoretical and would never happen.
well, because you can't actually talk twice at the same time. Right?
Yeah,
but then you try to,
then you try to,
and
then you
say
and
the
then
thing
you try
that
to say the
the-
thing that. See, that's slap echo.
It works on Saturday Night Live, but it doesn't work for us.
It doesn't work for us.
So ideally, you put the two tracks together in the studio, and it makes your vocals kind of punched up, and it helps them to punch through the mix. So
Well, the whole idea was in the old days when when we finally did manage to learn about sound on sound overdubbing.
Yeah.
You know, a singer would come in the studio, a producer would go, the voice isn't quite cutting it.
Yeah.
So they say, how about we'll use this new technique of sound on sound overdubbing, sing it again.
right.
And if you remember some of the early songs, like there's a song by Leslie Gore called "It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to."
You mean it's okay to cry at every party I ever have?
Yeah,
That's
I do
awesome.
it all the time too.
Oh,
It's
good,
fun.
okay.
But anyway, that's after I've had like 17 drinks. But Anyway, she had to go in and double it, and boy, can you hear it.
Yeah.
But actually, it sounds really cool. And of course, nowadays, practically everything is doubled.
Yeah,
it really
for
is.
sure.
Even if it's just a subtle doubling, it's a very important effect.
Yeah, when we sort of asked our users, and we talk a lot with people, we often ask, what's your favorite effect, or what effect do you think is the most important?
Yeah.
And the top 4 were always reverb first, and then harmony, echo, and then doubling was right in there. And we sort of felt like, Mic Mechanic and Harmony Singer covered the first 3, and Duplicator covers the doubling part there. So that was really cool to be able to add that to the line. I actually have some friends that are using this pedal already, which is really cool.
Do we have to mention the promo before we go into the demo?
Yeah,
Promo
so
before demo?
we'll talk about the contest. We decided to give away a whole ton of these things all throughout the month of January, which is really awesome. We're giving away 75 pedals in total, so 25 of each. And the way the contest works, you basically just hashtag TC Helicon in any of your socials, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, that kind of stuff. And tell us something cool about us. So just make us feel warm and fuzzy. Relay a cool anecdote about TC Helicon, or how you use the gear, how you like it. It's a US and Canada only promo this particular time, so sorry about that, rest of the world, but we try our best and we'll continue to.
And what are you doing, rest of the world? You should be sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. It's 11:30 at night. I'm in bed by 9:30. So the sort of the ways to get noticed on this thing, it's better if you share on your own social than sort of commenting on a post of our own, like that we've put up on the Helicon page. It just kind of spreads it wider, so that gives you higher chances. Obviously, saying something cool, something funny.
Or something about singing. How about just something about singing? When I was singing last night, it was really funny when the guy bumped my mic stand and took out the 2 front teeth.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
Then send us the dental bill.
Yeah.
No, don't. And the other thing is make sure you mention which pedal you'd love to win, because if you say, hey, I'd really like a Mic Mechanic, then we'll know kind of when we're trying to figure out what to give away each day. We're trying to pick one winner for each of the types of pedal each day, and so specifying which pedal you want could be kind of cool as well.
And you can only win once a day, or can you win? How many times can you win?
Can you win more than once? No, you cannot win more than once.
Right.
The off-screen producer is going.
Yeah, she's going.
But you can hashtag us like a bazillion times, so you can get all your friends involved and try and get everything loaded up so that we notice you for
4
sure.
people in your band, 1 singer, 4 opportunities to win.
Absolutely, there you go. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, Elia. I did say that, didn't I?
And I can see that she's typing, but she hasn't actually finished.
She's
typing
typing
yet,
one-handed. The other hand is holding a beer, and I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay. So she said, mention that we'll ask questions or answer questions afterwards, and it's true. We're going to do a little bit of demo of Duplicator and kind of show you the features of it. Tom's going to do some.
You're
going
to get a restart in a second, then we're going to be host.
No, it's okay. It won't do it automatically.
All right. You sure?
All these things we have to manage to live stream to Facebook here. It's kind of funny. It's
Should I get the guitar?
Down below, I can't do the camera below, but it's like we have an FX150 and an interface and a mic switcher and a mixer. And
ready for it?
Oh, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here comes Tom with a big bang. Oh,
Oops,
and he's going to drop stuff.
Let's pull the whole thing over, knock a couple of beers over. Ready?
Let's call the whole thing off. There you go. So, little caveat ahead of time here is when we stop talking and our overhead mic isn't picking us up and Tom wants to do a demo, I've got a little mic switcher down here. So you may hear a little click or a pop every once in a while when Tom goes into demo land, just so you know that that's the way this.
You'll hear this.
Yeah, this cookie crumbles.
Hang on. I've just had too much beer. Talk for a second.
Oh, Tom's got to let go of a burp. I'll just make a really awkward burping noise while Tom burps. Are you done? Sure.
That's the best you can.
Are you done? Well, I don't want to do my own. I'm going to start coughing and it'll be awful.
I can do flatulent noises from my throat, but I won't.
You'll have to show me in private later.
Okay, so how are we going to run this, Craig?
Well, I think, why don't I do the bits?
Turn it on.
I will.
Pow.
So I turned it on. We're running it on batteries right now. There it is. So I'll be switching off the mic that I've got here so that you guys can hear a little bit more clearly what Tom's doing.
Right.
I'm basically,
I hear reverb.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the
Let me turn the pitch correction off because I don't need that.
I'll just leave it at 40%.
Can you turn off all the mics?
No. Hold on, everybody be really quiet. Tom's burping. Hold on.
Better out than in, I say.
So, obviously we talked about how you've got reverb and pitch correction and tone on this thing, as well as the doubling. The doubling is like your special effect that you bring in and out with the foot switch. The tone and the reverb and the pitch correction stay on all the time.
Yeah.
So what Tom will do is start playing and singing, and I'll probably start with no doubling on. I'll bring in some reverb and just kind of blend it in there, and then we'll sort of experiment. I'll just kind of turn on and off doubling various styles as we go, and people can get a sense of the
Right,
type.
you turn the doubling up and down.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, yeah.
Then we'll just sort of play for a minute or two, and then we'll see how we go. So I'm going to turn off my mic here. Here we go.
Okay, so sorry about the guitar thing. I'm sitting on a chair, which is practically the worst thing you can do. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. We are an audio company. We are professionals. Don't try this at home. Come on. Got a dream always seems like it's round the bend. Widescreen Technicolor with a happy end. Whoa. Then I wake, my alarm crackles out the news. Man in town, here to live, got me thinking, what would I do? Whoa. Stepping out of my comfort zone, starting right about now. Shine out the spotlight all alone. It's me, take a bow. Life is just like a battle zone. Now I'm fully alive. When that voice inside my head told me you never gonna survive. Carpe diem.
Of course, yeah, dude.
Could you hear
Nice
that?
job.
I mean, like, was the guitar too loud or anything? Was it okay?
Yeah, give us a little feedback
Yeah.
if anything's a bit wonky, and we'll try and adjust it.
Yeah.
So what I was doing there is I was basically just, I'll hold this kind of way up
Yeah.
there. I was just going through the tight, the loose, and the octaves doubling, and I kind of just adjusted them there. I put the reverb on sort of at the beginning and then just left it on throughout.
Okay, so you didn't change the styles of the reverb.
No, I just put it on a club.
Yeah.
For the reverb itself, if you want to turn it off, you just kind of turn the knob all the way, and there's an off setting right down there.
I wanna
But
do
otherwise,
that.
it's just
Why
going
would
to
you
be
wanna
on.
do that?
And so, Tom, why don't you kind of help? I think you've got the better sort of sense of explaining how the differences between like tight doubling and loose doubling. I think people probably understand octaves, but we'll talk
Sure.
about that a bit as
Okay,
well.
ready?
Yeah.
How? By the way, that's a great way to make friends with the sound man. Don't tell them that you're going to pull the jack from your acoustic guitar when you're operating on a
Of course.
40,000 watt PA.
Bang.
Okay, look at the thing. Jared says guitar's too loud. So does Richard and John.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to mute the mic and cough. Okay.
Well, too bad I coughed when you had the mic on.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to make it really
So
quick.
does that mean that you couldn't hear the demo?
We can do the singing again if you want to do the singing again.
I'll just turn the guitar way down.
Okay.
Because I can't really sing. Oh, maybe I could.
No,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Let's try it again.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Okay, so we'll do the whole thing,
Got
well, a little bit
dream.
again.
Oh.
Here we go. You ready?
Got a dream, always seems like it's round the bend. Well, the thing's not even plugged in, doesn't matter. Widescreen Technicolor with a happy end. Oh, but then I wake, my alarm crackles out the news. Man in town, here to live, got me thinking, what would I do? Whoa. That must sound ridiculous. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, starting right about now. Shout out the spotlight all alone. Hey, it's me. Take a bow. Oh man, I got a cold. I can't sing this stuff.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that just gave you a better sense, though, of the various styles and how they work there.
Yeah.
This is the perils of live streaming. It's like, oh yeah, we're partway through this next demo and the guitar's unplugged. Well, keep going.
Oh well.
Just watch that train just smash into the
Yeah,
mountain.
and they had to listen to me unadorned, you know.
That's
and-
all right.
You know, when I sang that in the studio, in my studio, I only did like 40 takes.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
I'm stepping out of my comfort
What do you
zone.
mean? No, in the studio, Tom, you don't understand. You have a cigarette. You have your glass of brandy. You float in with your big coat on, and then you do one take in front of a microphone that's this big.
Yeah, okay.
And then you walk out. That's how all vocal recordings are achieved.
I wish I'd known that.
Anything else is a lie.
Yeah.
Kapali Long says aloha broha.
Hey,
so, aloha to
Kapali,
you
how
too.
you doing, man?
Good to see you here. Thanks
Great
for coming
to
by.
Yeah, thanks for coming by for sure.
And the audience says sounded much better.
Wow, maybe I should
So
just like
stop playing guitar.
stop
Tom.
playing guitar.
That's it.
Hack, hack, hack.
We need to build a little fire here for a second. Cool.
What were we doing?
So we
I
were
was
going to
explain something.
Yeah, tight and loose and kind of doubling, how that
Okay.
works or how the interaction works. Obviously, you were talking about how, you know, you've got 2 tracks in a studio environment. You literally are recording them over each other.
Yep.
We have to do something in our product to make it seem like that.
Yeah.
We're not actually recording anything,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Well, typically what happens is there's a slight delay, moment by moment, between what you sang first and what you sang the next time.
Okay.
And those little wonderful delays and pitch differences are what our ear hears as doubling. So, and that's what makes the lovely chorusing and stuff like that. So sometimes, you know, if you put a chorus on, there are times like a chorus pedal on your vocal. Sometimes it can sound a little bit like doubling, but pretty soon your ear can hear the wave of the chorusing and go, I'm not buying it.
Because it's kind of, like it's more of an automated, like it just does the same
it
thing
just goes an
over and
LFO,
over again. Right,
you know,
okay.
like that. So,
A
but what we
low
do,
frequency oscillator.
oscillator, nice. Okay, what's a VCF?
Oh gosh, comb filter? Something comb filter? Visual comb filter? No?
Voltage controlled
Damn it,
filter.
that was way off.
Filter
That was
right.
so far off.
Here, I'm back in. I got my synth head. on
33%, I didn't even pass. Oh,
yeah,
well.
really. But anyway, TC Helicon has technologies that are really good with very quickly determining what pitch you're singing and then moving that pitch around a little bit, giving it those little natural bumps. So the little natural bumps and pitch differences are much slighter on the tight, as if you went in there and you really practiced it and really nailed it.
Sure.
The actual doubling pass on your recording.
Yeah.
Now with loose, that's much more like what doubling has been in the since the old days when they started doubling.
Okay.
Where you go in and you're singing along, and in fact, things I've been reading about ways to get really good doubling performances when you actually are multi-tracking.
Right.
Is to sing the first pass, stepping out of my comfort zone, and then the second pass, don't even listen to the first one.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because you don't want to psychologically try and match it. You're trying
You don't
to
want to hit, you don't want to hit it
yeah.
exactly right. In fact,
Yeah.
you want to make it a little bit looser, and that makes for a really great doubling performance. And we just happen to be able to give you that in the form of a little floppier timing, a little floppier pitch transposition and stuff like that. Well, not transposition, but anyway, transposition does apply when we're talking about octaves.
That's a big scary word, Tom.
Transposition.
I don't know much about musical theory.
Isn't there a movie called Transposition Spotting?
The transpositioner?
Yeah. I come from transposition. Moving on.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I could say is that
Okay.
I prefer the loose one actually because it sounds a little bit more natural. The tight one is fairly subtle, but it will give you that lovely sound when you want to do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like as far as tips for using doubling, turn it off as often as you turn it on.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Right.
You sing a whole song with doubling on, it's just like the
Yeah.
audience is just going to be, oh, come on. It's like singing a whole song with harmony, unless you're using it unless you're changing, the intervals and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
A whole song with harmony is just like, come on.
You need the impact of like, if you don't take it away, then the impact of bringing it back doesn't really count for anything.
You said that so well. You should be in marketing.
Thank you. My brain is like running in overtime, and I'm still at this moment wondering if I regret pulling my foot out. So, I'm just not quite sure.
I've got like buffer underrun.
So the octaves obviously are actually shifting your voice an octave up and an octave down relative to what you're singing.
Yes,
there.
which is you can have octave up doubling and you can have octave down doubling.
Yeah.
To have both is twice as better.
Twice as better. Excellent. I can kind of see a use case where, they don't need a harmony pedal. They've got somebody singing harmony in the band, but you want to do something that sounds bigger than just a couple of you singing. You blend in some of those octave up and down underneath your voice.
Yep.
So then you've got your third up or the person singing below you or whatever it is, and then you've got these couple octaves kind of supporting the gang.
There's that. Or there's other cool aspects where you get two of these for two singers.
Ah, okay.
And they both put the doubling on, not to abuse it, but to put it on, and all of a sudden it just sounds just massive and super pro. Of course, tone keeps the dynamics in check and makes you sound, more studio recorded.
Gooder, right?
Gooder better.
Gooder better.
And with all that stuff, and the reverb in this obviously is like super pro. It looks simple.
Yeah.
Oh, room, club, hall. How hard could that be?
Yeah.
Actually, computationally,
right.
Those things are very dense and very.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, very intense.
Did you have correction on me? when I was singing without the guitar? That must have sounded hideous.
They said that it sounded much better. I'm reading on
See,
the
it
screen.
says right there.
I just left the pitch correction on.
Tom needs pitch correction so badly. Why didn't you put it on at the beginning?
Jason says hi. Hey Jason, nice to see you. Thanks for coming out.
It's, you know what? We're feeling the love.
We are, definitely.
Why didn't we do this more often?
Because it takes work and preparation, and we'd rather just hide in our offices and like make presets and stuff, you know. So
talk about how they want us to talk about how we'll be back for the next. Oh, that's Elia saying that.
Friday.
We're gonna haul in 20 tons of mud.
So for the next couple of Fridays, we're gonna do another one of these streams. We'll focus on the other pedals a little bit more for the other two streams, but it'll be the same kind of relative jackassery, you know, amongst all of this. Capaceta says hi from Mexico.
¿Cómo estás?
There you go. That's
Buenos
where
dias.
That's where I burn out as well.
Yep.
Although if somebody were trying to do even if it was supposed to be French because we're Canadian, I'd still crap out pretty much around the same place.
Yeah. Dos cervezas, por favor.
For those of the people who weren't here from the beginning, let's just do a kind of tiny little recap. We're giving away 75 pedals of the new pedals this month, and that's why Tom and I are hanging out with you guys here today, and wanting to reiterate kind of how do you get involved, how do you win one. We're giving away 25 of each of the 3 different pedals. If you want to participate, definitely hashtag TC Helicon on your social. Tell us a story about Helicon, what you like, what's cool, something fun. It's always better to hashtag the stuff on your own feed rather than on our own feed, because it'll spread farther and you get a better chance to win. And there are 54 pedals remaining from the 75, so we got quite a few still to give away.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about that. We love to give stuff away anyway, but it's kind of, I think this was the biggest one we've ever done, sort of like a big just day after day after day of pedals. But it's cool with these ones that, these really fall into that affordable category where, some people will buy something like this and that'll be the only one they ever own.
So if you don't see us next Friday, we will have shut down the office because we didn't sell anything.
That's true. We could have given away everything.
We're giving away all our stuff. Next week, 3 Voice Live 3s. No.
If you say it, they're going to hold you to it. You know they're going to do that.
That's why I said no right after it.
Tom,
wouldn't that be cool, though?
Now, if you weren't here earlier,
Get that thing out
we're
of here.
classing up the stream. So instead of drinking beer all the time, we are drinking wine. Tom, would you like some more wine?
No, I got to keep my shirt clean for tonight.
Well, I'm going to indulge then.
That, by the way, that's cold red wine.
I know it's white. See, look, Sauvignon Blanc.
Blank. That tasted like red wine, which, if white wine tastes like red wine, and it's cold, something's horrifically wrong.
Homebrewed
By
this?
the way,
What's
for
going
those
on?
of you who don't know us that well, on Fridays here at the helipad, which is what we call the TC Helicon offices, we have this thing called Beer Friday. And every Friday we have it. We've got a fridge full of beer there, and if anybody has one of those Marshall fridges they want to send us, we've got a real Marshall.
I know.
And we got a fridge.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Marshall fridge. Anyway.
So if there's anybody from Marshall listening,
this is truly a development effort because it's a non-structured thinking. We have beers.
Yep.
It's encouraged. And we make sure that we have rides home for everybody. And we
all
think
just welcome.
actually some of the ideas that we've come up have come from these meetings.
Yeah, for sure.
So
trying to think of something specific. Oh, I know.
Silence. Crickets.
On a lot of our products with an aux input, where you can input music into the thing. Something that doesn't have to be in real time, right? So it's not an instrument coming in; it's just a track. We found that if you delay that incoming track ever so slightly, so that the music comes into the system, we can hear it for a split second and then put the output out. Makes no difference to the person singing along, but our system gets to kind of play with it for another, an extra few hundred milliseconds to figure out what's going on with the key and scale. Excuse me. It makes things more accurate. That was one of the things that came up at Beer O'Clock. We were just kind of hanging out, and somebody was like, what'd be great is if we could go back in time and we could, push things that build a time machine for this thing. And I think it was Dave Hilderman, our boss, who said, hey, well, why don't we just put a little delay on the input
Well, didn't the TC Electronic guys think of the idea of a tuner that reads all your strings at one time?
Yes.
In a Beer O'Clock, and another thing, they have Beer O'Clock in Denmark.
Christmas party or something. It was something like that.
Yeah, okay. They were drinking anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they involved
pretty
alcohol.
much, dawn to dusk anyway. Love the Danes, really do, actually. I saw a bunch of them at the NAMM show. They're just as great as I remember. The other thing was, tone print.
Oh, okay,
The TC Electronic tone print was invented in Beer O'Clock. Somebody said, wouldn't it be great if we could put presets in the pedals? Oh, it's a hassle, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What if you could beam it in? Because a pickup on a guitar is an electromagnetic transducer.
Yeah.
And your phone is a speaker which can create electromagnetic waves, and that's how they got that whole
That's how
idea.
that
So,
happened.
I
Cool.
mean, so this is our unstructured thinking, and I'm thinking of an idea right now.
We have questions coming in. So Jared is saying, can I use this pedal with a condenser mic? For the
Yes, you
most
can.
part, yes. These have 24-volt phantom power that's on all the time.
Right.
There are a few of the newer condensers that have like a bunch of LEDs and stuff on them that we found if their milliamp draw is a little bit too high, you can find that some of those don't work. But for all intents and purposes, yes, you can use a condenser with these. It's just I kind of like caveat that because I know the support guys have told me like this one obscure mic doesn't work or whatever.
Just an FYI on that one.
Yeah.
If you're going to go with Harmony Singer and want to use it with a condenser mic, because condenser mics pick up a flea sneeze at 30 paces, whereas a dynamic won't. A dynamic is made to be, it's made to be dead outside of your little zone there.
Yeah.
What'll happen is that flea sneeze will get amplified and harmonized. So, for some products, we don't really think that condensers are that great. And in fact, that's why we invented this thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Snap, crackle, pop. Tom's doing all the things.
Yeah, all the bad things. Because I
All
know
the
there's a
things.
sound person out there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, this thing is designed to, it's dead from here to here.
Yeah.
Right? Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah.
Just so that we can make sure that when you're using harmony pedals, you don't harmonize all the stuff in the background. So
Absolutely.
that's just a caveat there. We're full of caveats today. What is the deal?
Richard Wilson Jr. He needs to know the difference between duplicator and doubler, and I think that's a good one.
I'll let you field that one.
Okay, so doubler or D1, sorry, was part of our voice tone singles line, which is essentially one effect per pedal, nothing else. So if it's the D1, it does doubling. It has no tone. It has no reverb. It doesn't act as kind of a little all-in-one unit.
Has a few more styles.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So there are a few more choices in terms of the styles of doubling that you can get on a D1.
Octave down, octave up.
Yeah, and then octave up and down, which we have
Loose
on this.
gang.
Shout, I think, or something
Shout,
like that.
maybe.
So you've got a few more styles in there, but you miss out on the tone to kind of clean up the mic sound in general, and the reverb and the pitch correction.
Yeah.
So I consider, every pedal in this line with the three, the mic mechanic and the harmony. So I was going to pick them up, and then I realized they're all
partially there.
right here. They're all partially right there.
So,
these ones are much more intended to act alone, whereas the voice tone singles were meant to be chained together. So if you wanted a reverb, you would add an R1 pedal to your D1, and then you get the reverb. If you wanted the tone, you get a T1. Exactly. The thing is, by the time you've got 3 of those pedals, you could have bought a Voice Live Play. You get up into a couple $100 too. Yeah, or use VL2. But some people really do like the Stompbox approach of sort of psychologically, like everything's separated and I know what to push, so it definitely serves a certain person. These ones are more intended to live alone. So people have asked about, how do I put a mic mechanic with a harmony singer? And the answer is kind of, they're not really intended to be used that way. If you want the effects from more than one of these, you probably want to look at one of the other products like a Perform V or a Play or Play Acoustic, something that has sort of more effects in it all at once.
Dry wet control. Richard, do you mean like as far as the reverb is concerned?
I bet on D1, the middle knob, I think it's the middle knob, is actually dry wet for the doubling.
Oh yeah, but
and
we
so
already do that.
What we do here, and I'll bring it right up close, is we've kind of amalgamated the style and the level together.
Like reverb,
So you can kind of see that it's like a sweep here. So if you're over here, you're still at a loose double, but it's kind of low. And then as you go up and up and up and up in loose, it gets louder and louder. That's your dry wet. And then you flip over into octave up and down, and then you go louder, louder, louder that way.
It's just a way of giving you a lot more features and a lot less knobs.
Exactly. That was Tom's invention for reverb on
Harmony
Singer.
the
Yeah.
original.
So then we actually ported that into
I
mic
stole it
mechanic.
fair and square from somebody else. So
From whom, Tom? You don't have to say. Okay, so and then Richard said, "Oh wow, I could get rid of my mic mechanic one and a singles D1 for a duplicator." Yeah, pretty much. Mic mechanic would offer you the echo, so you would lose the echo if you go for just a duplicator. You'd still have the correction, the reverb, and the tone, and then doubling would be your on-off kind of bam effect, but you wouldn't have the echo.
and you'd
there.
have pitch correction if you wanted, which does work for those tougher nights.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it worked for you just a few minutes ago.
And I was singing without a guitar reference, so it probably sounded ridiculous.
Jesper from Denmark said hello. So hey Jesper, how's it going?
Jesper.
We haven't been over to Denmark in a while. It's things have sort of changed for travel for us a little bit, so we don't see this kind of the mothership as often anymore. So hi guys in Denmark, if you're there and it's midnight.
Wow.
Something like that. Is it midnight? I think so.
It's
close to
3:30, so 9 plus 3 is
Okay, so can the duplicator be stacked with Voice Live 2 to add extra doubling for chorus vocals and screamos? Not really. The way that our pitch detection works is that we really need like a pure lead note coming out of your mic to go into the product and then have voices added. Oh wait, Tom's got a question.
You can use the harmony voices in VL2 as unison voices
there
to
you
add
go.
four more doubling voices. So if you turn on the doubling plus the harmony voices, you can get those games. In
So
fact,
you
some of the
choose-
presets are actually built that way so that they're just gigantic.
That
doubling
actually works
voices.
on Voice Live Play or on any product that has harmony and doubling in it. You can
Yes, you can
generally
add
go
play.
in there.
You're only going to get 2 plus 2.
Yes.
Whereas VL2, you get 4 plus 4.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely a neat trick is to reuse the harmony.
VL2 also has a unison mode for the harmonies. So if you go
right.
into the doubling mode for the harmony block, set all the voices to unison,
Right.
and then turn on the doubling mode and crank it up. Then you get an extra
Right.
set of 4. So you got
Yeah.
4 plus 4 plus 4 is
12.
18.
4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12.
18.
3 times 4 is 12. 6 plus
Success
6
without
is
college,
12.
kids. I'm a product manager.
You know what's
for TC
hilarious?
Helicon.
Oh, okay. I just bought a Voice Live 3. Is there any use for these 3 pedals? Yes. You buy one of each of these.
For your
give
kids.
the mic mechanic to the drummer.
Yeah.
You give the harmony singer to the guitar player for when he's singing harmonies, and you give the duplicator to the guy who does like the ring announcer at the beginning, who's like, "Let's get ready to rumble." There you go. Sold.
Good answer.
God, I'm an amazing salesman.
Man, you're amazing. That's great. But actually, you know what? There's big gigs and there's small gigs. You know, if you just want to go, especially if you want to do an acoustic thing where you're out on the street or something like that, you're doing like you got, everything's battery operated. Battery operated is always better. So you definitely could.
Yeah, I mean, we never want to sell you something you don't need. So it would really be your situation may dictate that you want something small and compact, like Tom was saying. But a Voice Live 3 will do what all of these things do. So,
and
there's
so much. And
yeah,
just,
it's not like there's a sonic advantage to these ones, but that's the way we do all of our gear. The reverb in this sounds as good as the reverb in Voice Live 3. You've just got 50 parameters in a Voice Live 3 that you can mess around with to tweak it.
that you don't have to mess
No,
around with
but you
because we
can.
build presets.
Exactly.
But also it's amazing when I go down to the shows and I meet people or people drag me aside and say, "Hi, I've got like 10 of your pedals." And you go, "Thank you,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I don't understand why." Because
It's like
I
having
think-
underwear for every day of the week, you know?
I
Like,
guess so.
Yeah.
It's Thursday, VL2 day.
Is it weird that you know, I'm going to talk about my kid again, but my mom, I know, right? My mom bought my son like a pack of the 7 underwears for the 7 days, you know? And he's only this big. But I feel weird like when it's Wednesday and then all of a sudden I put on the Tuesday underpants. I feel like, well, should I change these?
Are
Like,
they? Is it actually written?
it's like
in
written on
Sharpie?
it's written on the butt. It says Tuesday, and I'm like, am I parenting incorrectly? To the internet, and then I try and find out how badly I'm parenting by not matching up the underwear day with the markings on the back. So. Aaron Short, do they have new algorithms? Is the harmony tracking improved, or is it the same tech essentially? It is the same tech essentially. Yes. Yeah. The improvements are mostly functionality when you move to the battery and you get the no mic gain.
Yep.
Those are sort of the core things we're bringing, but it's not like a revolution in the harmony voices or anything like that. It's the same core technology.
Yes, and we are working on making that better.
Yeah, for sure.
It's already fantastic. It really is.
Yeah.
There are some things that bug us, and we're working
Yeah.
on that, and maybe bug you folks. And if you want to give us some heads up on what bugs you, you know, with the harmonies, let us know because we do have really smart guys here, and we've got a few more engineers around the place. And this is a goal we want to do. We want to improve the unimprovable.
Welcome to Kevin. Kevin got here late. Hi, Kevin. Nice to see you.
Which Kev?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna say it just says Kevin. So welcome.
Oh,
Kevin.
hey.
He got here late. So.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the TC
Hi, I'm
Helicon
Tom.
Live
This
broadcast.
is Craig. This is beer. That's wine.
Oh yeah, hold on, I got my box of wine.
Hey, okay, quick show of hands. Who's having a beer with us?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Oh wait, do these have USB out? No, they do not. We don't support USB audio on these things. The USB is essentially there for a firmware update if it's applicable, or for if we were to put out some extra presets or something like that. It's basically data transfer at this point. That's a good question actually for people. Do you feel like you'd want to see USB audio on everything we ever do? Is there an advantage to that to you? I kind of look at something like this and I go, okay, well for $150, most people would go out and buy like what we've got on the floor here, a little 2-in, 2-out USB interface and just plug this kind of right into the computer and record their guitar and their vocals sort of separately. But is that actually something you guys want to see, where there's USB audio as kind of a default?
I could see Harmony Singer doing it.
Yep.
Because it's got the guitar in, it's got the vocal in, and had we made it so that this is an audio out, this would have been a cool little interface.
Absolutely.
With harmony and everything like that.
Yeah,
but we didn't.
Well, it's just something you put on the table for later. It's one of those things that you got to design around the extra cost of making the ins and outs work and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, the gazinnas.
Capaceta is drinking as well. Thank you very much. Cheers. I would say the Danish cheers, but it's not the real one, and it's the only one I know. So I won't. Well, there's that one, but there's the one you get the new people with, right? So.
Oh yeah.
So let's It's been about 10.
We know a Danish swear word.
We do.
We do.
It's been about excuse me. It's been about 10 minutes, I guess, since we kind of explained what the heck we're doing. This month we're giving away 75 pedals, the Mike Mechanic, Harmony Singer, and Duplicator, 25 of each of them. The way to enter is literally just to hashtag TC Helicon in any of your social. And you want to make it on like your own social feed. That gives you a better chance to win. Say something cool. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what pedal you'd like to win. That's a really good way of letting us know as well. And oh, Tom, it's awful.
Excuse me.
If there's any more questions, we are absolutely happy to answer them. We got about 5 minutes left. I think it's probably a good time.
Who wants to hear Craig sing?
Oh God, not today.
I want to hear Craig sing.
I'm not going to do it today because we even had an agreement ahead of time that I wasn't going to infect him with whatever this is in me into him, because I don't want to be patient zero of the TC Helicon plague. But yeah, why don't we do another little demo thing? I think it'd be good to run people through it again. All right.
Okay, hang on a second.
Okay, get your mic, and then I'll turn off this mic here. You guys.
It's like I got to do this again.
Okay, hold on. Tom's gonna burp. Okay.
This is live and in person, guys. So and I know.
Capaceta.
Bebiendo? Is that right? I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I know just enough Spanish to be
dangerous. Yeah, there you go.
I've been driving up 85 in the kind of morning that lasts all afternoon. Stuck inside the gloom. Four more exits to my apartment, but I am tempted to keep the car in drive. Leave it all behind. 'Cause I wonder sometimes about the outcome of a still worthless life, and I'm living it right. That'll sound better with harmony. Am I living it right? Oh God. Am I living it right? Sing the right one. Right. Why? Why?
You know, a product that we need to make.
Which is that?
Sorry. Product we need to make is teach Craig how to actually sing harmony in real life. I swear to God, I
went
like
right to octaves.
I know. I
doing?
can't. I start hearing the melody and I try so hard, but that would be a really cool tool to have. Yep. Okay, answer people who want pitch correction, delay, doubling on Harmony Singer 2.
Who want pitch correction, delay, and doubling? Oh, I see. You want delay and doubling. That thought has crossed our mind. In fact. Well, I'm not going to tell
think that would kind of be more like a small, like a multi-effect pedal that had 4 buttons or something on it, though. Like, you'd need a way to turn on and off multiple effects. Like, if they want doubling and delay.
Well, you never know, because there might be somebody from Boss watching, and they're just going to just listen to our product ideas and go ahead and build it.
That kind of strikes me as I would move to a Voice Live Play or something like that at that point.
Well, even Play has it's incremental, like preset up and down. Mm-hmm. Via Voice Live 2.
Yeah, because then you could just set up the buttons, and
those are getting more affordable by the minute. I think they're about $360 on eBay now.
Yeah.
I don't mean to harp on that. I mean, there's Voice Live 3, there's Touch 2.
Yeah.
There's all Touch 2 would be great because you can go in effects mode and you can punch things on and off, and it's right there in front of your hands.
Absolutely.
But that's not the same as having it as a pedal.
Peter Justine said, how many milliamps do they require? What we've been recommending is that we use the TC Electronic 9-volt power supply that's intended for the guitar pedals that has 670 milliamps as the boot up power, or the sort of power it can provide. They actually run on something like 180 milliamps like when they're running, but we do take more than a guitar pedal when it comes to the sort of burst current to get you going. So there's some tricks there. If you're using like one of those multi sort of out, a guitar like a Voodoo Labs thing or something like that, you can turn the switch off on ours and plug in your other stuff first and then turn on the switch on ours, and hopefully the burst current will still be available at that point. Or you can plug ours in first and hope it gets over the burst current and then plug in the other pedals. It's just kind of the whole turning them all on at the same time. That's why we say officially we recommend our supply because we guarantee it's going to work. But they will run 9-volt, and it's in the kind of 300-ish milliamps that you're going to need for boost. Go for it.
One thing we forgot to mention at the beginning is that these are the power supplies that power these can be 9 volts. So guitar players can put them on their pedal boards without having to put another clunky 12-volt adapter on it. And that was one of the specific features we wanted to add, because guitar players are saying, well, wait a minute, I've only got room for this blah, 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 so many pedals on there anyway, and 9 volts. And by the way, did you notice how engineer-like Craig sounded with that answer?
Oh my God.
He's talking milliamps and burst current.
I learned some stuff after I started.
Woo-wee.
So Michael says he wants one and is going to find a dealer.
That's Michelle.
Is it Michelle?
Get your glasses right.
Oh, is it? Oh, yes. Oh, because then Delaire is the last name. So sorry, Michelle.
Yeah.
Totally our
God, I can call yourself a Canadian.
Gonna find a dealer. That's awesome. It'd be nice to be able to control Duplicator with the buttons on MP76. So we cannot control MP76. These products won't work with MP76. It actually draws too much power to power up the little LCD display and stuff in there, and actually there's like a microcontroller inside that thing, little computer.
Too much information.
But an MP75 will work perfectly.
Yep.
So you can turn on and off the foot switch, just push the button, and it will
run around stage.
All it does is just replicates turning on and off the foot switch. Actually, it duplicates the foot switch. Cool.
Don't look at this.
Okay, so we were a little worried.
This was a previous product that had a different name.
No idea what you're talking about, Tom.
And here it is.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to drinking.
Craig didn't do his due diligence, did he? Did you?
Did he, Dora? Yeah. We are. It was funny. We were talking about how we were going to be a little bit nervous about filling 45 minutes, and then we managed to BS our way to 45 minutes pretty quickly.
Don't expect it next week, folks.
Oh yeah, we'll just have the same. I can't do a box of wine again. That was too good. It's a thing anyway. But we'll have to come up with some other shtick for next week. Thank you so very much for joining us. Tom's going to play us out here with his Git Fiddle.
I want you to sing.
Well, in a sec. Okay. Oh God. If you want a pedal for free, you gotta hashtag Helicon, baby. Tell me I'm pretty. Compliment my beard. Or you can just say that Tom and Craig are pretty effing weird. Excellent.
Nice.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. Hashtag TC Helicon if you want to join the contest. Tell us what pedal you want. Say something cool. We will join you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
What he said.
And we'll try and come up with other interesting things to say along the way.
Try to be funny at the same time.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Push the button.
Here it goes. Well, now I got to actually push the button. See, now it's just a black screen, but it's still the button. So
Can they hear us?
they can hear us.
What?
Tom,
I don't know. Did you read that one post that guy made?
I love you.